That'd be cheating.
They are watching
Yeah.
us, right? Can you hear us?
So we're back now. Great. Okay. Welcome back. And we are, the poll question, right? Rhonda read the poll question and her answer for it was, your to-do list has on it what you must get done. Okay. Yeah. So we're talking really about the attitude that you have towards your to-do list. Obviously, literally, the to-do list has tasks on it or responsibilities, things like that. But is your attitude towards it, okay, this is what I will get done, what I might get done, what I plan to get done, or what I like to get done, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah, my to-do list is, I have to say, it's what I plan to get done. It is definitely, I am planning to get these things done on my to-do list. Whether I will get them done or not is kind of varies from day to day. So you could say that I might need to increase my productivity or understand how I could increase my productivity somewhat. So I'm glad to be here today for our discussion of how to be more productive. Rhonda, what's our first vocab word, though?
Disheartening.
Ooh, nice big.
Disheartening. The verb is disheartened. To dishearten. Disheartening means disappointing. You hear the word heart in the middle, so it's as though my heart is just sad now. I had an expectation. It was disheartening. It was so disheartening when we said all those wonderful things and no one could hear us. That was disheartening.
That was disheartening.
I hope you're not disheartened, are you?
Yes. And in terms of being more productive, sometimes at the end of the day, when you feel like you've been doing a lot of work, but then you look at the to-do list and it's like, oh, I only got this done and that done. You can feel disheartened. You can feel, kind of discouraged, lose your energy, kind of low spirits, disheartened because of, you thought you were going to be more productive, but you weren't. It can be disheartening. Another word kind of related to that, and our next vocab word for you is depleted. D-E-P-L-E. Ooh, I had to look. D-E-P-L-E-T-E-D. Depleted. Rhonda, what's depleted?
To deplete means all the air goes out of it. All the energy goes out. Like a balloon, you let the air out, the balloon is depleted. But usually we say, my energy is depleted, or my motivation is depleted. I've worked so hard. I feel depleted.
Right.
Nothing got done.
Yes. At the end of the day, and you've spent all this energy, and you might feel disheartened emotionally or even mentally, but you might also physically feel depleted. Oh, I got to go home. I got no energy left. I got no focus left. I am depleted. Another word that comes up sometimes when we're talking about productivity. And in fact, a related word here, nice short one, futile. F-U-T-I-L-E. Futile. Rhonda, what are we talking about?
Do you ever say futile or futile?
But usually futile. You might hear people say futile. You don't have to hit them or anything, but futile is, I think, more common.
It means it was in vain. It turned out to be worthless. Oh, the futility. Futile. I did all these things, but it was futile. It didn't have the result.
Right. And that can be a way that you feel about your own efforts is, it was, like Rhonda said, it was futile. I had all this energy going and all these plans and all these focus and these techniques and processes, but so little got done at the end of the day. I just feel like my efforts were futile. When you're feeling futile, it's almost like I don't want to come back in tomorrow and do it because it's not going to get any better. It's not going to have that kind of effectiveness. It's futile. And, some sort of drastic change of some sort is going to be needed. If you're, that low, not just disheartened, but I just feel like it's futile to go on. That's how you want to use that word. Steve, hello, Steve. Sometimes I make a to-do list in my notebook, such as when I start working on a new project and what time I should go hunting with my group at the toy store. Not talking about hunting wild animals, but at the toy store to look for new products. Yeah, nice, Steve.
For our friend who gave us an example of disheartening news. Yes, that's often, That was really disheartening news.
Right.
Not quite bad. Doesn't mean something terrible happened, but I'm disappointed to hear that.
Right, like Toronto Blue Jays fans, I think at the end of this last baseball World Series were probably disheartened when they realized that their team had lost to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So yay for the Dodgers, but disheartening for Toronto. And yes, joshing, like the comments you're giving us here, joshing says futile as opposed to or versus counterproductive. Rhonda, how would you parse the difference between futile and counterproductive?
If something is counterproductive, counter means against. Something specifically is causing me, no, I'm putting my energy towards something that is taking it from being productive.
Yeah, counterproductive means...
That was counterproductive.
Right.
Sorry, my explanation was counterproductive. Can you give a better explanation?
Futile is when it's like, forget it. I just don't, whatever I do, it's not going to matter. It's not going to work. Counterproductive is when you're doing something, but it's achieving the opposite effect that you want. Yeah. It's counter, it's against productive. It's not productive, at least not productive toward the specific goal. It might be productive towards another goal, but you want to get to Chicago and the plane is going to Paris. That is counterproductive in terms of getting to Chicago.
I wonder if futile has more of a sense of the way you feel about it afterwards. Counterproductive is more related to action, I think.
Futile is closer to the emotional realm, in that it's kind of a blanket statement, a sweeping, whatever we do here, whether we go to Chicago or Paris or up or down, left, right, it's futile. We're not going to get there because the plane has no fuel.
Counterproductive will get you the opposite of what you want.
Yes.
What about that?
Yeah, that works. Counterproductive. Thanks for the question,
really
Joshing.
Yeah.
Kate, can we take a quick look at the poll question? We had that technical glitch early on. So so far our poll list, what does your to-do list have on it? 23% of you, just about a quarter of you, say what I will get done, and I will get this done. 15% of you, what I might get done. 54% of you, over half of you, say what I plan to get done, and what I'd like to get done, maybe, hopefully, if, the planets align, what I'd like to get done, 8% of you. So keep chiming in on the poll. Thanks for that. And as always, the final results of the poll will be posted below us here in the below the more information box if you're coming to us a couple days after the live stream. All right. In the meantime, though, let's give you guys another discussion question or a discussion question to chew on and interact with us on. Simply here, how do you stay productive? What's your secret? What's a tip? Maybe none of us are as productive as we could be, but what's one of the things you do in your own work that helps you become more productive? Rhonda, how would you?
Well, I do like to whistle.
You like to whistle? She likes to whistle. Oh.
One of the vocab words, whittle.
Okay.
It's hard to say, whittle.
Uh-huh.
Like little, whittle.
Uh-huh.
To whittle down the list. Whittle literally means someone takes a stick or a piece of wood and makes a bear or an animal. Whittle is that art form of shaving off pieces of wood to shape something. So whittle down your list. Take small parts off of it. Slowly, gradually, take away the unnecessary things that are counterproductive.
Right. And the reason that is something that might not occur to us is because a to-do list demonstrates something good. Of several things good. It shows us what we want to accomplish. It shows us important things, usually, that we have to do. And so to cut it down, to whittle it down, to make it shorter, can sometimes seem like, I'm not doing as much as I should do. But if that to-do list has like 25 things on it, then it becomes too intimidating to really focus on any one of them. And you just look at the list and you think, I'm never going to get all this done. And your energy starts to go down, your focus starts to go down. So we're not saying that we shouldn't try to be productive, but we're saying there's a way, specifically with the to-do list, there's a way that if it's too long, it doesn't encourage you, it can discourage you.
There's two ways we use the verb whittle down. Peter is describing. We also say whittle away. What's Peter doing over there? Oh, he's whittling away at his list. Slightly different sense.
A slightly
use
different
that
sense,
verb with
sure.
away or down.
Right, because the original word whittle means to sort of sculpt and shave a piece of wood, a stick with a knife. It's basically sculpting, but sometimes it's not even with an idea in mind. It's just sort of shaving down a stick to keep your hands occupied or to kill time or something. Peter says, I will use Pomodoro. 25 minutes focus and then 5 minutes of rest, and use skills from Atomic Habits. Yes, I know that book. I haven't read all of it, but I've read excerpts of it and a lot of good tips in there. Yes, Atomic Habits. That's worth plugging. Definitely. Thank you, Peter. Okay, another tip for you. We're going to give you the tip, and then we're going to give you the vocab word connected to it. The tip is about what we call multitasking. Multitasking. That's not the vocab word, but multitasking, that's when you're able to do many things at the same time. Now, multitasking is basically a myth. Studies show that you cannot actually do effectively many things all at the same time. All you're doing is just doing one thing and then switching to another and then switching to another and then back to the first one and then back to the second one. But you're interrupting yourself each time, so you lose your productive flow. And sure, it can look like you are doing many things at the same time, but you're not literally doing them all at the same time. So multitasking is actually something that you want to avoid. Otherwise, your productivity, here's our vocab word, can tank. T-A-N-K, tank.
Am I doing it?
Yes, Rhonda is giving a wonderful physical demonstration.
This verb to tank, we're not sure where it started. There's your gas tank in your car. You fill it with fuel. There's also the big army vehicle, the tank. We think it comes from the gas tank idea. To tank it means I'm empty.
Yes, well, this is sort of Rhonda's idea.
We didn't agree.
Yeah, the idea of tanking.
I don't know. My explanation just tanked.
No.
It failed. I think it failed.
It's not quite there yet, but yeah, to tank. If somebody says normally, the noun tank, a big motorized cannon with a thing on it in military, and to the tank, it's also slang, American slang for jail. Oh, my dad got drunk last night, had to spend the night in the tank.
Didn't know that.
But yeah, when you hear it in a verb sense, like, oh, did you see the news? The president made this announcement, and then the stock market tanked. It went down, it decreased. Okay. And when you multitask, getting back to productivity here, when you multitask, you're really kidding yourself and your productivity can tank. So avoid multitasking. Focus on one thing, get that one thing done exclusively, then go to the next thing, then go to the next thing. As you're able to. Sometimes life interferes and you find you have to juggle a little bit, but for increasing your productivity, one thing at a time. Don't multitask so that your productivity doesn't tank. Got a couple comments here.
Here, put your most important work in the time when you have the most power. That's an excellent tip. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute, that whole idea. Right? Should we get to that?
Well, yeah. What's Steve's comment?
I'm staying productive, said Steve. When every time I'm trying to concentrate, I will doodle on my notebook to draw my favorite cartoon characters, and I can stay productive during my own work.
Yes, that's a great tip, actually, Steve.
He's multitasking there.
The doodle, the way I think you're explaining it, Steve, is that you take a short micro break by doodling a bit on your pad when you're trying to concentrate so that you can stay productive during your own work. Let me know if I am understanding you correctly, Steve, but that's how I understood that you weren't actually doing two tasks at the same time, but sort of switching over for a brief mental break, draw a little doodle, and then that helps sort of clear your mind, get back to the other task you're focusing on. But yeah, let's give you another vocab word here. Simple one here, refine, R-E-F-I-N-E, refine. Rhonda, what is refine?
Well, to refine something, to make it better, make it neater, take care of the details. Let's refine that. I gave you a definition of refine. Can you refine it? Make it a little better?
Right. If we have any musical fans out there, musical theater fans or musical theater films, great film, I'm sure Rhonda knows it, My Fair Lady. My Fair Lady, in which this British professor takes a poor flower girl from the streets and passes her off as a duchess, as a member of the nobility at this big party, because he refines her language. She comes in, talking like this, in the Cockney accent, and you'd never think that a king or a queen would talk like that. But he changes her so that she speaks gently and elegantly and in a refined way, so that then he takes her to this party. Everyone thinks she's some duchess from somewhere or something. Wonderful movie. I bet a lot of you know it. My Fair Lady. Recommend that just, anytime you're looking for a good movie. Okay, Steve, you're right, Teacher Peter. Oh, okay. Thank you, Steve, for the confirmation. Because of a study you found in Studio Classroom in 2013. How about that, Steve? Oh, great. Helping you stay productive since 2013. Studio Classroom. Okay. We are almost out of time, just like that. Talk about being productive here. So we never want to quit without giving you at least one idiom. So let's give you an idiom. Rhonda, which idiom shall we give them?
Too many irons in the fire.
Too many irons in the fire.
I've got too many projects going on at the same time. I think it comes from the blacksmith trade, where they would make things out of metal and put them in the fire and put this one in the fire. Too many irons in the fire. To have too many irons in the fire means...
Yeah, just like Rhonda said, you have too many projects going on at the same time, diffusing your focus so that you can't really give your full attention, your full energy to any one of them. You have too many irons in the fire.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like multitasking. So again, something to avoid if you want to be productive. If your goal is just to do as many different things as possible, regardless of how they turn out, then sure, go ahead. Have as many irons in the fire as you like. But if, again, you want to be productive, you want to be effective, then you want to focus on one iron at a time and not have too many irons in the fire.
You might use it this way. Your coworker asks you to help them, you might say, I'm sorry, but right now I have too many irons in the fire.
Yeah. And Peter just gives us a good note there. Multitasking needs the cost of context switching, not always good. Exactly. See, that's where multitasking creeps in, because you go from one thing to another thing. You have to completely change your mental state, your focus, everything. And just because you can do it doesn't mean it makes you more productive at either of those things. It's a tempting illusion that we have, but it is, at the end of the day, again, most studies show, this is not just folk wisdom here, most studies show that multitasking is an illusion, it's a myth. So we here at Studio Classroom suggest that you avoid multitasking, and so that you won't feel that your efforts are futile, you won't become disheartened by the productivity at the end of the day, and you won't feel
depleted. I'm going to tank after this.
Yes, I think we've got to wind things up here.
But I've got a to-do list I have to get to.
I know. Well, you and we both.
We've got to be productive.
We got to go back to our productivity now. We've so enjoyed being with you guys here for 20-odd minutes. We'll be back next week with another topic, another chance for you to practice your English, learn some vocab. But for today, I'm Peter.
I'm Rhonda.
Saying
Keep going.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No, see, this is what I was telling you about.